Hi everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Caffeine and Cadavers. If you're new to the family, make sure you don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you like the video if you do. And if you've got any questions, make sure you comment in the comment section below. So as you guys might know, it's June 2025. So applications to the med school are officially open. And I thought, you know what, let me help you guys with a little series of how to apply to University of Botswana School of Medicine, starting with the application process online and ending with some interview tips that you might need in your next interview. So stick around and let's get into it. Mwah!
Okay, so basically we're here on the University of Botswana website. As you can see, the MBBS application call is already live, and application closed on the 27th of June if you're in the year 2025, as we're doing this right now. So if you can't find the University of Botswana webpage, make sure you click on, you can literally just type ub.bw and it will take you to the page, or you can just say University of Botswana on your Google, and then it'll probably be the first website that pops up. So it's pretty easy to find. You shouldn't get lost. Yes, so once you get to the page, just make sure you click on apply now. That's what we're gonna do. So when you do that, it directs you to the general undergraduate application site. Remember, as much as in other countries, medicine is a master's program, in Botswana, it's an undergraduate program, which is why they call it Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery. So this will take you through the website. You can read all of that. But here what we want to do is go to the online application material. So there is an application package that you should go through. I'll open it in the next one, and then this will just give you the basic all the forms that you're gonna need to apply or to change a program if you're already in the university. It also give you financial procedures, basically your payment plan if you're an international student and you don't get sponsored. It will give you an overview of what you're expected to pay, and we'll go through that as we go through this through the application. So what I encourage people to do is to always go through the step-by-step online application guide, because as much as I can show you what we're gonna do here, it's just good for you to have a visual representation that you can always get back to in case you get lost. So let's just open it up and so you guys can see what it looks like. It's pretty interactive, it's pretty straightforward, and I'm sure you guys will understand what you'll be going through as you go through it. So that's basically it's a guide that will literally take you step by step, whether you're applying on your phone, but preferably please apply on a laptop or computer. It makes things so much easier. Okay, so specifically I want us to go to this page. It shows us the things that we need before we start our application. Make sure you've got a receipt for fully paid application fee. Depends what your application fee. I know in my year was 250 pula. So basically you can pay this online on the UB website. There's a payment at the bottom. I'll go through that just now. Make sure you've got a copy of your Omang if you're a Botswana citizen, or passport. Just have a passport, your passport data page. Just have a copy of that. You can certify it. I always encourage people to certify their copies so that you don't run into any mishaps. All copies of anything official that you have, just make sure it's certified so that people don't come back to you with oh, we want a certified copy of this, not just a picture, but we want it to actually get certified by a professional lawyer or something. So whenever you've got any personal documents, especially important documents like school transcripts, passports, IDs, birth certificates, I always encourage people to get them certified. So as you can see, you need your passport if you're an international student, certified copy of school certificate. So this can be your A-level, O-level if you've got them, any other base school certificates that you did get, national examination certificates. That's what we're looking for, not the ones that you get a prize giving every year, but the ones where you've written a national examination certificate. And then You also need certified copies of additional official documents. These are for people that have done other diplomas or other degrees. You're gonna need them as well. And I've got people that say, oh, I didn't do well in O levels, but I did well in A levels. Should I still give them my O levels? Be transparent. I always encourage people to always be transparent. You want people to know your full academic history because they're gonna ask about it or it's gonna come up, and you don't want to come up maybe in the interview or now they're selecting people and they realize, oh no, this person lied. That is not a good look. In fact, if you're somebody who didn't do well in something, then you did better. Let's say you didn't do so well in A levels, but then you did better in first year BSc. They might actually be like, okay, this person is somebody who is resilient and who perseveres and literally like is always willing to push and go the extra mile because they came back after they didn't do so well. So that's actually a positive thing. So make sure you've got all of that before we proceed, and then we can go back to the main how to apply website. So back on our main how to apply website, we basically have the same information that we're talking about. So before applying, what you need, your receipts and everything, what we're looking for is to go to the complete your application page where it says online application. So you click that and it will direct you to the University of Botswana online application. So obviously it will just ask you to input a few details about yourself after doing a security check. First being like, what career of study are you applying for? Are you applying as a postgraduate or as an undergraduate? We said Bachelor of Medicine as an undergraduate degree, so you apply for it as an undergraduate. You also have to put your start term. We're starting in August 2025, so you just put 2025, 2026. And then if you are a University of Botswana student, you put your student ID as well as your first name, last name, other details, phone number, country of residence, your passport number, and then you press continue. They'll ask you to confirm if you're applying for an undergraduate degree. We say okay, since that is what we are doing. And then after that, basically we confirm our details, and then they will send a confirmation email to your email, which is why I say make sure you have a valid email that you can easily access, because you cannot proceed without one. We already created one, and basically we'll confirm that as we are going through it. Okay, so we have just made it into our application site, and this is our application summary. So obviously, as you can see, we've got one application that we signed up for, which we're going to go in and edit. So this is our basically welcome page. You can read through all of that, get as much information as you can from it. Just make sure you understand what you're signing up for. Just read through the terms and conditions. Make sure that they're not taking you in for a cult or something like that. So basically, it's a school. Trust me, it's a school. Medicine feels like something more, but if you've got a passion for it, you can make it through. So basically, on the right side of our page, we've got our application steps. So by the time you get to declaration, you should be done with each one of those steps. So obviously, I've already sort of pre-filled out the application, so I will get through this as fast as possible. So we can just literally just go next until we get to the end. So the first side will be the personal details page. You just put in your personal details, your last name, your first name, your title, your Miss, Mr., Miss, Doctor. Basically, if you're married, you can put your last name will be your married name, then you put your maiden name as well as your maiden last name as well, date of birth. If you're a student and you be already, you put your reported student ID. Basically, if you did your BSc already, you already have a student ID, you can put it in. And then the bottom is basically country and your passport. If you're a citizen of Botswana, it will just be your Omang. So this is just the basic information that we filled in when we were creating our password. The next page will be your study choices. So as you can see here, it doesn't matter if you're a citizen or non-citizen, we all fill out the same application, so we don't need to worry about the application type. It's just giving us a general close date, but we know our close date is on the 27th of June, so let's get into it. So first choice, always medicine. if you're gonna be, don't put pharmacy on top of medicine, because if you get into pharmacy, they won't consider you for medicine. Or don't put nursing instead of medicine. If your first choice is medicine, first choice has to be medicine. So literally all you have to go in there, you can press search because they work with code, and then you scroll down until you do find it, and it's right here, Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, General, and you can just select that as your first choice and it will appear. If you want, you can go through the requirements. Basically, it's what we've talked about before. A-level certificate holders must have BGCSE equivalent grade B, mathematics, chemistry, physics, bio. Yeah, but you can also go into, like I said, BSc as well and everything. Then second choice, basically second choice depends on what you want to do. Remember I told you most of the science courses you do have to do BSc, or they require you to do A-levels. Like you can't go directly into pharmacy, you can't go directly into engineering, you have to go through the prerequisite year. So this is the part where people usually say, oh, I want to do medicine as a first choice, but if I don't get into medical school, I want to go into engineering. Or I want to do medicine as a first choice, but if I don't get into medical school, I want to go into pharmacy. So you select your second choice here. Same thing, you search for your degree program. Let's say for my year, if I didn't get into medicine, I wanted to go into pharmacy. So I selected pharmacy. So we have Bachelor of Pharmacy. So I'll select that. And there you are. So Bachelor of Medicine, first choice. Bachelor of Pharmacy, second choice. I save that. And I go to the next page. Next page is basically your contact details. Basically, they're requiring your mailing address. It can be here. It can be here in Botswana, or it can be in your home country. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you put the right details. Your email address and phone numbers also, make sure they are right and they are valid. And then demographic details, basically your gender, your marital status, do you have a disability? You won't get marked down points for anything. I mean, some people usually say, oh, they want more males than females or what. You just put in whatever. So basically, they're also very inclusive, gender inclusive. So if you don't want to say something, or you're not in the basic male female categories, you can also put that there, or just put unknown if you don't want them to know. And then so we save that as well. And then we move on to the next of kin. So next of kin, just put in, you can put your father, you can put in your mother, you can put in your husband if you're married. Basically somebody who, if they can't contact you or something's going on and they can't contact you, they can always contact this other person, basically. So in case of emergencies, yes, and so you can put that as well. They're gonna require an address, their phone number, just in case. And then so I put those details already, and we can go to the next one. And then here we've got emergency contact. Usually I just use, like I said, next of kin is usually emergency contact. So you can use same details as next of kin, and it will literally copy all the details from the next of kin page into this one, so you don't have to put it in twice. And then you save that again. Okay, so we save it, and then we go next. Then tertiary education. So now this is where, if you've done your BSc or if you've done another degree program, this is the time for you to shine, literally. So here, as you can see, I already put in basic details, which is pretty straightforward. It'll just ask you, so what level did you do? Oh, I was in my bachelor's. What degree program? Bachelor of Science. You can say Bachelor of Science General. Basically just write your degree program. If you did Bachelor of Chemistry, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Bachelor of Science in Bio, Bachelor of Arts, just put that there. And you select the institution that you did it in, and just say University of Botswana, because that's what I did. And then you can status, you can say in progress, because most of the time after 1 year, we don't expect you to have completed, because these are 4-year degrees, unless you've done your diploma or unless you have completed. So basically you can there's a drop down menu where you can select basically what you did. So it's then, like I said, there's no marking down of points. Yeah, this is just information, as well as start date, end date. End date has to be today's date if you have not finished, but if you finished, you just put when you graduated, and then your type of study. And once you're done, press OK, and it goes there. If you've done another degree program after that, you just say add tertiary education. If you've done another degree, just add tertiary education, because remember, this is going to show in your transcript as well when you do upload your transcript later on. So make sure you do add your tertiary education. If you have not done any tertiary education, on the top corner where it says do you have any previous or current tertiary studies, you can just say no, and then you can just save and go to the next page, which would be our secondary school education. So for this one, if you've gone to multiple schools, you can put as many as you want, but here I just put my last school that I went to in high school. I went to Heyyy International in Palape. So like I said, you can add in as much as you want here. So let me just go edit in the one that I've already put in. So here they'll just ask you your final school year. When did you graduate? I finished in 2020, but you can put whenever you graduated. If the school's in Botswana, you can select the school. If it's not there, you can write it down, and then highest grade that you completed. So I did form 6, but they don't have form 6 here, so I just put it at form 5. And then here they'll ask you what course level that you did. So let's say you're gonna put in something, you can say I did school A levels here, so you can put A level chemistry and what grade you got. If you did AS and you entered AS, you can say AS level chemistry and what grade you got. If you did BGCSE or IGCSE, you just input it like that and you put each grade. So by the way, this one you don't just like put all of them at once. You literally have to put in every single grade, every single subject, one at a time. So I did 10 subjects for O level, so I literally put in all 10 subjects for O level one at a time. Then I did 5 subjects for AS level. I had to put them in one at a time. Then I did 3 subjects for A levels, which I had to put one at a time. So you literally do that until you get, until you fill up all 20 spots. And remember, you start with the latest ones, going to the more recent ones, going down. It will make it easier. When you're done, just press OK. If you've gone to another institution, you can put it in as well. So going on and on and on like that. When you're done with that, you save it and you go to financial information. So here basically it's asking, are you expecting sponsorship? This is official sponsorship. Let's say if you're DTEF, you can just say yes. They won't ask you to go deep into that. They'll just ask you who's the expected sponsor and probably additional details about that, but not too deep, because like I said, it's monetary, you wouldn't really know. If not, just say no. There's no points deducted for that. If you are expecting sponsorship, make sure you do have your scholarship letter, because they're gonna ask you to upload it at the end where you do upload your other documents. So I say no, and then you go next. Employment. If you've worked before, you can put that in there. So literally you can say I've worked before, and you put your employer. Basically it's like a CV, just in case they want to give student jobs. Your details are already there, already available on your ACES, on your personal page online, so they can quickly get that. If you haven't, that's also not a bad thing. You can just say no. I put no basically. Then you save that and you go to the next page. Next page is, the first thing is housing interest. Are you going to be staying on campus? Remember, like I said, for all medical students, you can stay off campus. It's not mandatory, but I would advise you guys to stay on campus, because you're going to need to use some of these facilities late at night. I go to a hospital, Sekitumila Hospital, and I study there until 2 a.m. in the morning, and I just come back to my room. I mean, if you stay off campus and you've got a car, that works in your favor, but I feel like staying on campus is much better. We'll talk about it in another video, but yeah. So you can just put, are you interested in staying campus? Yes or no. I put yes because I was interested. And then languages as well. How many languages you speak? Here the main mode of teaching is in English, but you are in Botswana where the main language is Setswana. So for me, I'm still learning, but they won't penalize you if you don't know it. So obviously I'm Zimbabwean, so I speak Shona, I speak English and other minor languages, not fluently, but basically you can put as many languages you can speak. It's just there for information's sake. They won't penalize you or say, oh my gosh, you only speak one language, so you're okay. When you're done, you go to the next page. So the next page is identity documents, basically all the documents that we talked about that we said you need before we actually start the application. The first one is to put your ID documents. If you've got a national ID, put a national ID. If you've got a passport, put your passport. If you changed your name, proof of name change, all of that. So basically, like parent payslip, parent resident permit, you won't really need that unless you've been asked, because right now what you do need is to just apply. They'll follow up if there's like any need. And then undergraduate school or tertiary education, this is where you put it on your school certificates. Basically your form 4, your form 5, your form 6, you put your transcript from your previous university. Literally, if you've got anything that's descriptive of there, make sure you throw it in there. They will choose what they want to look at. So according to that, just make sure you throw it in where it is appropriate. And then remember, we said you need to pay your application fee before you apply. So you will put the proof of payment where it says application fee payment 1. So you can put it there. One application fee can cover both choices, so you don't have to pay for one and then pay for your medicine application, then pay for your pharmacy application. No, just one application fee is fine. And so now we're on the declaration page, and here all you have to do is confirm that all the information that you put is true and correct. Basically, they want to make sure that you did not perjure yourself, you didn't commit any perjury, and everything is correct. You didn't lie, you didn't do anything. Like I said, just don't lie on your application. It doesn't matter if you didn't do so well in some grade or you got an E or an F or U, just put it on there. Just make sure you just don't lie in your application. When you've confirmed that everything is correct, you can go to the next page where you can verify your application, and then they'll tell you if there are any errors or not. And this one, I already submitted the application, so there were no errors. All the information that we put in was correct and good. And once you submit your application, that's it. It's a matter of praying and waiting, and hoping that everything goes according to plan. Yes, so basically once you submit your application, they will contact you within a month from the end date. So basically from 27 June they start reviewing all the applications. It's not rolling based, as they wait for the closing date and then they start reviewing all the applications, and at the end of that they will contact you probably within 3 weeks or 4 weeks. They'll contact you for your interviews if you've made it through the first cut, and then you can prepare for those, and most probably they will be at the Seketomele Teaching Hospital. So just prepare for that, and we'll talk about interview tips in the next video. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it and you guys managed to follow along. If you have any questions, make sure you put them down in the comment section below, and I will try to answer that in the next couple of videos that we'll be doing the next series. So other than that, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Damn. Like I should. When in dark,